Remember when your mom told you don't listen to strangers? Well, I'm going to give you a different take on that, and I'm not your mom. Hi, this is Bob Vineyard, your Medicare expert with the Georgia Medicare Mini. I spend a lot of time on consumer forums and so forth, particularly looking for information that the people are seeking, particularly about Medicare. And it's really, really interesting. Some of the folks who I suppose mean well by offering information and opinions and answers to your questions, but I got news for you. A lot of the times they have no idea what they're talking about. Just recently, and I get with some of them, I get a weekly email update. Here's the topics that you subscribe to, and here's some of the questions and answers and so forth. And sometimes I just let it ride, and other times I look through it and shake my head and say, okay, I need to jump in on this one because this information is totally wrong. I'm going to read you some excerpts. This is a discussion about Advantage plans versus original Medicare and a supplement plan. And of course, those are always about as divisive as Republican versus Democrat, but we're not getting into that right now. But the interesting thing is when you ask somebody about which plan they have, it's always, I've got the best plan of all. I don't pay this and I don't pay that, and it's wonderful, and I can go see any doctor and all this kind of stuff. The question you need to ask them is, have you used your plan? Because most of the time they haven't. And one of the things, and how do you know? That's the thing about insurance. You think it's great until you use it, and then you decide maybe this isn't so great after all. Maybe I didn't get what I thought I got. I call it their private Benjamin moment. You remember in the movie, she thought she joined the army with the yachts and the condos, and woke up and figured out, this is not exactly what I thought it was. Okay, this is one particular individual. There's a whole string of comments that this person made, male or female, don't know which one, doesn't really matter. But anyway, he says, I'm not sure where you live and what your Advantage plans look like, but Medicare is Medicare. All payments from Medicare are exactly the same. Well, that's not exactly true. And especially if you're comparing original Medicare to Medicare Advantage plans. It is pretty far from the truth if you want to know the reality of it. So he gets an X there. He didn't make it. I have no monthly cost. I have no copay for each doctor visit, nothing for primary care, and I can control who I see and how often. Well, that's about like the folks that say, well, I'm not planning on getting sick. Well, tell me who is. I mean, who's really planning on getting sick? Accidents are one thing. Maybe you're not planning on having an accident, but there's a reason why they call them accidents, because you didn't expect it to happen. Now that's about the dumbest thing. I can control who I see and how often. No, you can't. Nobody can. As far as doctors not taking Advantage plans, they can't tell the difference. Having to stay within a network of doctors varies by plans, and those plans are usually privately backed by local healthcare systems. No, they're not. With XXX, you can go almost anywhere because they're huge. Whether the company's big or small really doesn't matter. How many providers you can see. And again, we're talking Medicare Advantage plans, because Medicare Advantage plans are by definition managed care. Some are PPO, some are HMO. They all have networks. And you're allowed, like some of the literature I've seen, you're allowed to use any doctor or hospital that you want. Well, of course you are. However, if you go to a doctor or hospital that's not on the list, you're going to pay more. In the case of an HMO, you're going to pay a lot more, especially if the claim is denied, which they have the right to do unless it's a medical emergency. So don't tell me I can go anywhere and it's not a problem. Well, you can go anywhere, but it could be a problem, especially if you care how much comes out of your pocket. Hospitals don't care. They take any Medicare. If they take any Medicare, they have to take all Medicare. Again, no, they don't. Look at some of the specialty clinics, Sloan Kettering, Mayo, MD Anderson. Look on their website. Call them up. Ask them which insurance plans they take. What you're going to find is all of them take original Medicare, but they take very few, if any, Medicare Advantage plans. So don't tell me, well, I've got, if they take Medicare, they have to take my Advantage plan. No, they don't. And the same is true for doctors. There's plenty of doctors out there that take original Medicare, but they do not take Advantage plans. Some of them don't take any Advantage plans. Others say, well, I'll take this carrier and that carrier, but I'm not going to take this one over here. So again, don't listen to these people, especially on a public forum where you have no idea what, you don't know what their point of reference is, other than they're just a blowhard out there thinking that they're helping people by bloviating on how much they know about Medicare. They don't. All right. Advantage plans don't dictate any part of health care to you. You can go to any physician you want to. They're the same as supplement plans. And they don't have any monthly coverage cost. Okay, so you're saying if you have an Advantage plan, not only do you not pay a premium, but you don't pay for your coverage, you don't pay for your benefits, you don't pay co-pays, you don't... give me a break. Again, just doesn't know what they're talking about. Now, this is the one that really set me off. I mean, as if you think the other ones, I was fine with. All right, this particular, it is a pharmacy benefit manager, also a mail order pharmacy that is affiliated, actually owned by one of the big insurance companies that writes Medicare Advantage plans. They also write Medicare supplement plans, but their Advantage plans, most of them at least, include a drug plan, and they use this particular PBM mail order pharmacy. They can't and won't exchange your mother's scripts with the most expensive thing out there. They are by law only allowed to fill whatever your doctor wrote. No. Once again, Bozo here is wrong. Some prescriptions are written DAW, dispense as written. The pharmacist, in most cases, is not allowed to make any substitutions, which would include generic. Most doctors, I think, have gotten away from DAW prescriptions, even the ones that do get kickbacks from the drug manufacturers. But most of them have gotten away from that. And if you need to figure out if your state is a DAW state or not, well, Google it. That's what I did, and I found a list actually from Gleevac, Gleevac. If you want to put dispense as written Gleevac, you'll see the same list that I did, and it breaks down each state and what the rules are and so forth. So the bottom line is, if you're looking for answers to your Medicare questions and you feel like you have to go online, don't take the word of strangers that you have no idea who they are. Take the word as gospel, because just like this person, and all these answers I gave you are from the same person. Mm-hmm. So just don't take it as the absolute truth. But I will make one correction or one addendum to that. Don't ask your friends and neighbors and so forth. It's okay to ask them. And if they say, "Hey, you need to call this Bob Vineyard guy. He really knows his stuff." Okay, take their advice and give me a call. Shoot me an email. I'll be glad to answer your questions. This is Bob Vineyard, your Medicare expert with the Georgia Medicare Minute. Take care. Have a great day.